Hello, welcome back to Sleeper Barbecue. Today we're going to do something different again. I'm not even sure what to call it. A bloomin' pork chop? A pork chop tulip? Not sure. But watch the video and comment below. Give your opinion of what the title could be. Maybe we'll change the title to what you suggest. And Mom always said 2 heads are better than 1. So give me your opinion. I'm not quite sure what I want to do. It's a borrowed recipe. I'm going to tweak it a little bit so it's not exactly the same as the ones I found on the internet. But it intrigued me, so we're going to try and make it. We'll bring it right back. We got some of the chopping started. I want to bore you with everything. So what I did, I bought a couple white onions. And part of this recipe is when after you've made your blooming pork chop or your pork chop tulip, you slide an onion ring down over top of it to hold it together, and that's the meat that hangs over. Is why I say it reminds me of like a tulip, or a tulip bulb or something. But anyhow, so I don't really know what size rings I'm going to need. So what I did is I cut the onion up, and I kept a variety of different diameter onion rings, as you can see here. So hopefully I have something that's going to work. If not, we'll try it. Next, you have to have some peppers. My peppers are starting to come in my garden, so actually been coming in the garden pretty well. But I'm going to cut up a few of these, and then I got to chop up some mushrooms. Alright, so I've already got the peppers done. That was another one that was going to take a little while. Mainly because I didn't leave all the seeds in them. Just to take some of the heat off. We're old people here. So not really big fans of stuff that, I mean, we like heat, don't get me wrong, but with these being homegrown peppers, I'm not really familiar with them, to what the heat's going to be on them. So I wanted to just play it safe and take some of the seeds for a couple reasons. One, to take some of the heat level down, and also to harvest some seeds for next season. We're just going to keep cutting this thing down, and hopefully I don't butcher it up any more than it has to be, but it's not something that has to be pretty, because I'm just going to cut like 1/2-inch chops out of it anyway and pound them out to thin them out even more, and to get a little more of shape from it. Alright, so from here, I did cut the end off of it because it's been in the freezer. A little oxidized looking to me. So I'm going to get a few of these on here. So they really don't have like a size preferred. So I'm just going to go by eye on this, and we're just going to continue to do this for several of these chops, or center cut pork loin. Alright, so the next step here would be to start to saute the veggies. I did deseed the peppers for the most part. I think I already said that, but get this stuff going. Kosher salt, probably less than a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. A little bit of black pepper, coarse black pepper. Again, maybe a half a teaspoon. I'm not really going real crazy on that stuff because because of the rub that I'm going to be using on the pork chops or center cut pork loin that I flattened out. Alright, we gave those onions a little bit. Added in our shiitake mushrooms. Excuse my arm. We're going to get a squeeze of a lemon. Alright, we're going to just slow down a little bit. I'm going to top it off now the seasoning of Uncle Steve's Gator Shake. Alright, the next item for the cook is it has requested some hard cheese. So I'm going to go with Parmesan cheese, store-bought, that I cheated, already grated. But now I'm going to grate some horseradish cheddar to go into that also. Alright, so my veggie filling is turned off. It's done. That's the horseradish cheddar. We're going to add some of this Parmesan. Alright, as you can see, I did take the sauteed veggies, mushrooms, pepper, and onion. And now I'm going to add my cheese to this bowl. Just going to mix it together. Alright, this is going to be a tricky one. So what you basically do is take your bacon, crisscross it. Your bacon could be too long. I had to trim this back. And I've got 1 tablespoon of the sauteed veggies and cheese in the center, and you're just supposed to bring these up. I might have wished that I had pounded these pork chops out a little bit more than what I did, only because they've been a little bit more manageable at that point. So once you get that shape that you're trying to get, then you come over it with one of those onion rings that you saved from chopping up the onion earlier. It looked a lot easier in the video than it does right now. You work with this a little bit and we'll bring you back. I will be doing them again, but I've learned a few things that I'll share with you now. One, your bacon's going to be a little long for you, so you're going to need to trim that back a little bit. And pound the meat, the pork pieces out larger than what I did, and even making them even thinner, because if they're too thick, as mine are, you can't work with them. All right, next thing we'll do, because we're a glutton for punishment, we're going to make the dipping sauce for those pork chop tulips or blooming pork chops. Leave a comment below. So I've got 3 little sweet gherkins here. I'm just going to slice these up. Next thing it calls for is 7 ounces of plain yogurt. Well, I didn't get plain yogurt because I would have had to buy a whole quart of plain yogurt, and I don't eat yogurt. So I got a couple smaller containers of what was actually called a French vanilla yogurt. I was looking for apple, but they didn't have apple. So then we have about a tablespoon of mustard. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and go almost a tablespoon of regular ketchup. About 3/4 of a tablespoon. Then we're going to break out the other half of that lemon that we cut in half earlier. And we're going to squeeze lemon into this. Trying not to get the seeds into there. And I didn't have sweet paprika. I have hot paprika. So that's what I'm going to use. As far as the measurements on it, it's about a teaspoon. Actually, I'm probably going to start off with a half a teaspoon at first, just to, then I can tweak it a little bit more. See here, I got a teaspoon of garlic powder. Then it wants red pepper. I'm going to use sriracha. So I don't have, only red pepper I have right now is red pepper flake. So I am going to put in here a good teaspoon. I think it looks great. Let's give it a taste. Needs more heat. I'd say that was probably about another tablespoon of both the Hungarian hot paprika and the sriracha sauce. We're just going to let this sit. I'll taste it again, but I don't think I'm going to add anything else to it. Because that heat has got to work itself in there a little bit more yet. Pretty good. It's got a bite now. You can taste that French vanilla yogurt actually coming through. Tastes good. We'll bring it back. All right, from here, I'm just going to dust it with some Uncle Steve's smoke bomb. My wife has already come and raided them. I'm going in with some of this Uncle Steve's barbecue sauce with no name. Gotta love that squirt top. We'll get these closed up and bring it back. Well, I knew it was going to happen sooner or later. M50 just fell off the tripod and busted his bones wide open, so I am resorting to the phone to finish up this video. Alright, because I only got the one hand now. Got a little bit of everything. Got the pork, the filling, the onion ring on the outside, the apple bacon. Dang. That's a home run. Woo, got a bite to it. I'm Lance with Sleeper Barbecue from St. Mary's County, Maryland. We hope to see you on the next video.